Kriti Gupta gives us perspective. Kriti, what do you have?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at exactly those food prices, Tom, especially from that UN Food and Agricultural Index that goes back on a monthly basis really to the highest level since 2010 and 2011 to really highlight just how extreme the move is. Well, the last time we were at these levels, there was a gigantic food crisis in the world. You had droughts, you had a crop crisis in Russia, which is one of the major wheat kind of producers of the world. So to see that kind of extreme mood really tells you that this is going to be an issue that affects the bottom line of a lot of folks. And to really bring it back to the United States,
Do
you
that.
also have retail sales, like you mentioned, coming up at 8:30. And that's going to be crucial because in the last data set, the
Right.
biggest contributor was food prices.
I think we're hugely guilty. I'm hugely guilty of an elite perspective where food is an afterthought. It's not, even in America, it's not an afterthought.
Yeah, and that's totally true. When you mentioned Cambodia, but I'm looking at Mexico, for example. If you look at their inflation numbers, they actually had to hike more than perhaps any other EM country. The biggest driver of that, and then Colombia as well, were food prices, fresh food prices. You saw that on the earnings perspective as well. Albertsons came out and said the majority of their transportation costs or logistic costs was coming from fresh food prices.